There are several industries that align well with our business model, but not many that are easier to work with than nonprofit organizations. Our missions often mirror one another, and that's to provide the disadvantaged and underserved communities with some much needed help. Our company enjoyed much of its initial growth working with nonprofits because our products are not only a tremendous form of community outreach, but also a great fundraising tool. So what is a nonprofit organization anyway, or an NPO? The definition of an NPO is a corporation or an association that conducts business for the benefit of the general public without shareholders and without a profit motive. Now that doesn't mean they don't need to drive revenue. Most NPOs are categorized with the IRS as tax exempt and known as 501(c)s. There are several types of nonprofits, and they include charitable organizations like shelters, disability organizations, hospitals, low-income clinics, military groups, human rights and emergency relief organizations such as the Red Cross. And then we have educational, schools, colleges, universities, child care centers, museums, zoos, and health organizations like the American Heart Association. There's also religious, churches, synagogues, mosques, seminaries, and relief groups with religious principles like the Salvation Army. And then there are trade organizations like labor unions, business organizations, and trade associations, just to name a few. There are several other categories of NPOs, and just here in the U.S., there are over 1.5 million operating nonprofits. Some nonprofits make money in order to survive by charging fees for membership, like trade associations, or services rendered, like daycare centers. Many depend on grants because of the economy. There is a huge trend in cutbacks and elimination of many government grants and funding, which hurts all that sector, and most need help to fill that void in revenue. The one thing all NPOs have in common is that they all solicit donations and conduct fundraising activities, and that's where we fit in. Our products make sense for just about any nonprofit organization for several reasons. We help them create a new revenue stream without having to beg people to write a check, reach in their pocket, attend a fundraising event, or buy anything. They simply distribute the RX Cut card that can save people money and may even offer our GBR program, especially in underserved markets. The sheer definition of a nonprofit, once again, is a corporation or an association that conducts business for the benefit of the general public. What better way to serve the general public than to extend our money-saving healthcare products to everyone they touch? A nonprofit inherently has more credibility than a for-profit entity, and because of that, people are more likely to trust them and use the card without hesitation or to enroll and get benefit relief. Most people they would distribute to are also familiar with that organization and would want to help them fundraise, so our pull-through rate is typically higher. We help build brand recognition by offering them custom branded cards and websites with their logo or corporate seal. It's the perfect fundraiser that's free, frictionless, and has no downside. And since fundraising is a core practice of nonprofits, they can produce lots of volume. Does this sound like a market you'd like to prospect? Then just like with healthcare providers or any industry you're about to attack, you need to compile a prospect list. A good source to locate nonprofits is guidestar.org. From the landing page, you can search in many ways, by zip code if you'd like to keep it general but local, or by keyword if you want to be industry specific. Let's just type in assistance. Then you can drill down to city and state, and we'll just type in Colorado. In Colorado alone, there are over 1,000 NPOs. Next to every listing, there is an overview of the services they provide. You can click on any listing to view information like their mission statement, which can give you ammunition for our product, and usually a link to their website, where you can obtain additional information, including contact info. You can quickly construct a long prospect list from this site. Once you've compiled your list, it's time to dial for dollars. Your first call should be to find out who within that organization is responsible for fundraising efforts. If you can get them on the phone, that's great. If not, try to get their email, address, and direct line and input that information into your spreadsheet for future calls. If you are able to get them live, do a brief introduction and ask them what they're doing currently to drive revenue. You'll pretty much hear the same story over and over. Well, we solicit donations from our members, have fundraising events, sell products like discount books, or have golf outings, etc. Then you ask them if they'd be interested in helping all people they touch save money on healthcare expenses at little or no cost. and then explain how our free discount card and dental and medical discount programs work. You may have to send them some information about the product and follow up, but that's pretty typical. Just update your spreadsheet and be persistent with your follow-up. The best part about working with nonprofits is that we waive their setup fee, and the only cost they incur is $50 for 5,000 cards. That's it. Of course, there is no recruiting bonus since they didn't pay, but you receive overrides on their production. Our graphic and IT department will set up their branded website at no charge. In your back office, there's a special nonprofit agreement, W-9, and a document describing the minimal quality requirements for logos. When you sign a nonprofit, their implementation is handled manually, so you'd have to fax the executed agreement and W-9 to 800-809-9335 and email a high-resolution copy of their logo, if they have one, to npodocs@ffaemail.com. To save time, you can email all documents if you have scanning capabilities. Once we receive that information and create a card proof, we'll reach out to your nonprofit and have them approve the card. Then we'll launch their custom site and send them a payment link to order their branded cards. Their group number will roll up to you in your back office just as any other agent you recruit, so you'll be able to view reports on their card transactions. In summary, there are over 1.5 million active nonprofits in the U.S. today, and that number continues to grow. They all share a common challenge: fundraising and driving revenue. The RX Cut Card is the perfect fundraiser because it's free and is a tremendous community outreach tool that can create residual income unlike a one-time bake sale. Plus, since we brand their cards, it's a free form of advertising and brand awareness. Many MPA employees do not have health insurance, so they can not only use your card, but may also benefit from our GBR products as well as the many they touch throughout their work. Since many nonprofits have limited funds, we waive the normal $199 registration fee, and they only pay for their cards. So whether you choose to work with a charity, religious organization, trade association, or all the above, just step on the gas because nonprofits are a great avenue to drive your business.